and it's called a fuad. These just the happy times. Now, what we're dealing with here, keep in mind, it comes from the divineness. Mm-hmm. Now, he was explaining a while ago. Remember when he was explaining our five senses?
Yeah.
Taste, touch, smell, hearing, and seeing? Right here. When you got that together, that's what you're dealing with. We're talking about here, now we're talking about internal, eternal and internal. So right here, you're talking about that inner vision, that ability to create things up here in your mind. That envision. Yeah, imagine. There you go. Right here. Right here, you're talking about spiritual receptivity. That voice that we can hear from within, or any form of inspiration that comes to us. You know, when we do a supplication to something, seeking something from the universe, and then it comes back to us either internally or externally out here with somebody we probably know or somebody we don't know that might bring up whatever it was we was trying to get information or knowledge of. And that'd be the connection. Same thing with the voice when it says, trying to steer you in another direction from getting locked up, understanding what's probably gonna happen. So we disregard that voice, we drown it out with alcohol and drugs. And then they put us in a don't give a damn state of mind. You know what I'm saying? But then at the same time, we can't get them, you know, you can't get in touch with us from here. So to use something on in the outside, in the exterior world. Say like our girlfriend, our wife, or somebody say, hey baby, I don't think that's a good idea. You know what I'm saying? So that's another warning, whether we take heed to it or not. And right here is dealing with, it's pretty much dealing with our emotions and how we feel about something. You know, natural emotions and feelings. How we naturally feel about something. Because, you know, emotions can be positive or negative. Yeah. But this is what you get from this right here, from this divine soul. They say, breathing the soul and man, and as a result, we gave him hearing, seeing, and feelings. That's what that is. Say hearing, seeing, and feelings. But we understand that these are the counterpart. The divine faculties are the counterpart to those other faculties we were talking about: taste, touch, smell, seeing, and hearing. But this is what we've been disconnected from, right here. That understanding, and that's what we're trying to. We trying to regain our memory, go back as far as we can with our memory to where we tap back into this understanding, and what he was talking about with our original culture, and how we, you know, the lenses we look through. So when we approach this scripture, we can't approach it from what somebody else said that don't look like us, don't have the same history as us, and don't share the same experiences, because they ain't gonna be able to feel this. First of all. Second of all, if you hang in there with this and start going to some services or whatever, or taleems like what we're doing now, and dealing with somebody other than you, you will never hear them talk to you about this. They'll never talk to you about this, because that's something that they don't have internally and externally. They don't have it. And the scripture just told us who he gave it to. It said Adam, descendants of Adam, got this. And we understand the descendants of Adam are the African people, the first people on this planet. So how can somebody that don't have this give me the understanding of this? It's not going to happen. Number one. Number two, they're not going to give you this understanding. They're going to give you something else. They're going to substitute this with something else. And then they're going to serve that to you. After they, you know, dumb you down to a certain extent and put you in a position of where they can control you. That's how religion do, is control, a control mechanism. That's pretty much it. What we're talking about is spirituality and building a spiritual foundation using this scripture. Now, when you look at it from this perspective, then you ain't gonna have no problem with this book and the Bible. they both go hand in hand. It's just when you step outside of this understanding with both books, where you start having problems. So that's like I said, that's what I thought was the most important thing about anybody coming into this path or way of life. Is you got to be able to understand yourself first, because everything else outside of that is just different forms of science. You know, astronomy, astrology, oceanography. And then everything else is just historical events of people. But if we listen to somebody else, they individualize things, like Noah, individualize Moses, individualize Abraham. But from our lenses, we know we're talking about a group of people during a specific dynasty period. You know, like we had, 30 dynasties? We understand that Abraham, that group of people at that time, was around during a specific dynasty period. Once we do our research, we'll find out exactly what period that was. Same thing with Moses, same thing with the character we call Jesus. It was different dynasties in place during those times, and this scripture touch on different historical events around about that time, but you just got to go a little bit further with your research and your study. So, other than that, I'm open for questions.
Yeah, that was pretty good. But just kind of go back over what you just said. When you say Jesus, Moses, and all them, they represent dynastic period, the dynasty, and not a person.
Yeah, that's the key.
You follow that part?
I did, because just to chip on it a little bit, I studied, like for me, my biggest thing is, like you said, receptivity is crazy. Just the you know, how everything connects.
Yeah, okay.
I'm young, but I'm really starting to understand that more and more. A lot of stuff connects more than what I think it does. And for me, I think with when you went over the dynasties, I actually have been looking into starting with Adam and the descendants of Adam, and how I think I was looking over it with one of my brothers, and then from there I just noticed how they overlapped. I never paid attention to that. Like for instance, in the Bible they give ages. I don't know how accurate they are. I can't say that. However, for me, I don't know if they live that long or not. I can only go by my logic, and I know an average human being lives around 100 at the most.
100, 120, somewhere up in there.
Exactly. And then you got people living 400 years, 500 years. I'm just like,
So you can't look at it individually.
exactly. I started
Because ain't nobody pretty much,
yeah.
you know, logically living that long. But we're talking about a group of people. You know, bloodline, lineage.
Mm-hmm.
Like they say, Noah lived, 950?
Yeah.
Methuselah, one of them, 950 years. Ain't no one individual. But if you look at the collective group of people, what they stood for and what they was about. Yeah. And that term lasted, 900,000 years or whatever. Then they was replaced, maybe by somebody else, but they still look like them, you know? Yeah, then information, information is passed down with us. We pass information down.
So yeah, I really looked at that and just thought, okay, this is no way nobody's living 900 years. And so that was a question I had, and you really just answered that, like immediately.
Yeah, I appreciate that. It's like,
in your mind, man.
Really, you looking at it from this perspective right here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
On the highest form of your conscious awareness, it don't make no sense.
Yeah.
And even if you apply nature, because like we say all the time, nature is actually the classroom, and we the students.
Yeah.
So we study nature. That's all science is, is studying something.
Yeah.
So if we look out at nature, we don't see that. We can look at something like the cat family, tigers, lions, leopards, so on and so forth. You don't see now one of them trying to culturally educate the other one, or even mix. You know what I'm saying? So that's a hell of a sign within itself.
Yeah. Exactly.
But it's only people like the highest form of creation, which is us, that end up getting tripped up. And for whatever reason, feelings get involved and not looking at it logically. Feelings get involved and not looking at it logically. Then that's what ended up happening.
And that was my struggle for the longest, just really having that, okay, I don't know if I'm questioning God at the same time. When I was younger, I had to really face that.
Yeah.
And kind of put me in that spirituality moment of, all right, what feels right?
Yeah.
And so from there, what feeling right? Just studying, yeah, studying is
Yeah, most definitely. You definitely you can't never stop reading.
Yeah.
Even if you cross enemy lines, just to read what they got to say about something, you can't never stop reading because it all goes together. It's all one big package.
Yeah.